Osrc News at 7, Governor Aiyedatiwa inaugurates Justices of Peace after 17 years of inactivity. Residents jubilate as construction works resume on Akure-Ijare Road. EFCC summons former Minister of Justice over alleged abuse of office. And from the foreign scene, court imprisons former Peruvian president over conspiracy.
A warm welcome to Osrc News at 7. My name is Oduayo Sawyer. After nearly 17 years of inactivity, the Ondo State government has revived the Office of the Justices of the Peace, JPs, giving citizens an active role in local justice delivery. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa described the occasion as a turning point in reinforcing justice at the grassroots. The governor reminded the new appointees that their office is a sacred responsibility requiring integrity, wisdom, decorum, and fairness. He commended their selection and assured them of government support as they mediate disputes, maintain social order, and promote harmony within their communities. A total of 130 appointees drawn from all walks of life were sworn in, reflecting the diversity and inclusiveness of the state's renewed grassroots justice initiative.
I wish to congratulate all of you who have been found worthy of this exalted position. It is a call to service, and I have no doubt in my mind that you will discharge your responsibilities responsibly, because you are all responsible individuals. The office of the Justice of the Peace is not only a title, but a sacred responsibility. It is a bridge between our justice system and the everyday lives of our citizens. I must say your appointment carries so much significance, so don't take it for granted like just one of the titles. Each of you stands on the threshold of a crucial role that embodies the essence of our democracy. As justices of the peace, you have a duty to promote fairness while resolving disputes and contributing positively to the overall well-being of our society. Your influence will extend beyond your immediate community, and your commitment to justice will leave an indelible mark in the lives you are going to touch. The administration of justice system in our state, through the appointment of more state councils and increasing the number of judges in the state judiciary. Since 1976, we have 24 justices. We review that by amending that law and increase the number of our justices to 35. Our administration is also constructing a new Ondo State Judiciary Complex. This complex, when completed, will have features such as ceremonial court, modular courts, library, and so many other facilities that will be there. It gladdens my heart to inform you that the project is already at an advanced stage.
Governor Ayedatiwa inaugurating Justices of the Peace 17 years after. Moving on, it is a moment of joy and relief for residents and commuters along the Akure-Ijare Road as the long-awaited reconstruction work finally gets underway. Many say the development has rekindled their hopes even as they appeal to the government and contractors for speedy, uninterrupted completion of the project. Blessing Obe reports.
For years, the Akure to Ijare Road had remained in a deplorable state, disrupting daily movement, damaging vehicles, and slowing economic activities across communities along the corridor. But that long stretch of suffering appears to be easing as the Ondo State government has now approved and commenced full reconstruction of the road. Work has begun with the digging of drainage channels, earthwork, and grading of marked sections, signaling the first phase of the rehabilitation.
We want to maximize the dry season to do our hydraulic structure before we commence on the earthworks. We have to direct to Akure. In time of traffic will low. It automatically reduce the traffic, and our people will have a good riding surface from Akure to Ijare and other places like Ilere, Ikota, and Ayi. So our people are going to enjoy the road.
Residents say the poor state of the road had affected businesses, school movement, and access to health services. They commend the state government for finally responding to their appeals, but strongly urge that the project be completed on schedule and without abandonment.
Ìjọba ti bá wa dá sí, a rí pé ìyàtọ̀ wà ńbẹ̀ ju ti àtẹ̀yìnwá lọ. Kán jọ̀ọ́, kán má dáwọ́ iṣẹ́ dúró, kán máa bá wa kọ̀ntínú bá ṣe ń ṣe lọ yìí, kán túbọ̀ máa bá wa ṣe lọ sí.
Ọ̀nà ẹ̀rọ àìrí mi dìbò kò dúró. Secondly, a tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà pé kó túbọ̀ put more effort ó lè lọ kíákíá. Wọ́n pé bó ṣe ń ṣe é sí, wọ́n dìbò wọn ti ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀ lọ, wọ́n ti gba ọdún torí àwa náà ti ní ìjọsẹ̀ tí àfẹ́tì wa, but náà we stand tó wá máa ṣe tó náà sí i lè fẹ́ wa náà lónìí. So à ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n bá wa túbọ̀ put more effort.
Inú wa dùn gidi gan pẹ̀lú bí àwọn ìjọba wọn ṣe rántí wa nípa ọ̀nà yìí. A lè rí pé ọ̀nà yẹn ó wà òkè bí wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ kò dẹ̀ dúró, ó dẹ̀ ń lọ every day ni wọ́n iṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run á fún ìjọba ní agbára láti bá a parí ẹ̀. Ìmọ̀ràn mi sí ìjọba ni pé gbogbo ọ̀nà àti agbára ní ká bá wa sàn láti pé kí ọ̀nà yìí kó má lè dúró àtẹ̀kọ́ bá a parí ẹ̀.
The Akure to Ijare reconstruction is one of several ongoing road projects within Akure and neighboring communities, aligned with the state government's drive to provide accessible and durable infrastructure. When completed, the road linking Ikota, Irese, Aye, and other surrounding communities is expected to significantly boost economic activities and ease movement for thousands of residents. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
On the national scene, former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami SAN has confirmed receiving an invitation from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, assuring Nigerians of his willingness to appear before the anti-graft agency. Malami, in a post on his Facebook page, said he is a law-abiding citizen committed to accountability and transparency in public service. He explained that his decision to publicly announce the development is consistent with his long-standing advocacy for openness and responsible governance. Malami served as Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice from 2015 to 2023 under former President Muhammadu Buhari. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has struck out an appeal by the convicted leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. In the appeal, the IPOB leader challenged what he described and the violations of his fundamental rights by the Director General of the Department of State Services and the Attorney General of the Federation. A three-member panel of the appellate court held that the appeal lacked merit and had become academic following Kanu's conviction and life imprisonment sentence by the Federal High Court in Abuja. Delivering the lead judgment, Justice Olokoromo Ugo stated that claims of rights violations, including alleged denial of adequate medical care, the dignity of a person, and freedom of religion could no longer be entertained, as Kanu is no longer in DSS custody but in a correctional facility. A River State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has convicted and sentenced the 400-level undergraduate of the University of Port Harcourt, Damian Okoligwe, to death by hanging for the murder of his girlfriend, Justina Otwene. Okoligwe, who was a student of petrochemical engineering at Uniport, murdered Otwene, a 300-level biochemistry student of the same institution, on October 20, 2023 at his apartment in Umboba, Obio Akpo local government area of the state. Delivering judgment, the trial judge, Justice Chinwe Insterim Moso, held that the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt the three ingredients of a murder case against Okoligwe. Justice Insterim Moso described Okoligwe's actions as intentional, composed, calculated, coordinated, and evil, adding that there was no contradiction in the evidence, proving that he committed the crime and therefore directed that Okoligwe should be hanged until death. Still ahead, court sentences former Peruvian president to 11 years in prison. This and more after the break. Don't go away.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. Daily, you need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Daily, stay in power, you find it all in peak. Daily, every move you make picks got you all the way. Daily, and the peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak, reach for your peak.
Thank you for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The declaration of a state of emergency on national security by President Bola Tinubu is generating reactions from the public. While some describe the decision as timely given the rising threats from terrorists, bandits, and other criminal elements across the country, others see it as belated. Adewumi Taiwo tells us more.
On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu announced the declaration of a state of emergency on security in selected states, grappling with insurgency, banditry, and economic instability. The president cited the urgent need to restore peace, protect lives and property, and stabilize the nation's economy as reasons for the extraordinary measure. This declaration is vital to ensuring that security agencies have the necessary powers and resources to combat threats that have endangered citizens and national development. Reactions among Nigerians are mixed. Many are optimistic that the state of emergency will curb the surge in violence and insecurity that has disrupted daily lives in many regions.
I think if President Bola Tinubu has taken a decision to recruit more security officers for the nation, I think it is a good step in the right direction. As far as I'm concerned, it's a good step in the right direction because he is the chief security officer of the nation. So he has a responsibility to protect him.
Before an effective security activities to be felt in the society, there must be adequate personnel that will carry out the duty. So it's a welcome development just because we believe that if enough manpower are in the society, they will be able to police the environment, the communities and everywhere, so that the security services activities will be in order. So that is where I think it is a welcome development. So, and it's going to improve the security of the country, so that the well-being of the people of the society will be well guaranteed. So that's what I think about that.
Others stress that beyond the president's declaration, the need for the creation of state police should be the priority.
You can say states who are ready create local state police. Let's see those who are going to take him to court. However, you should summon an emergency meeting of the National Assembly, combined House and Senate, and tell them, now I want this enacted. What kind of, this is just paper talk? Some of us have been telling this country for years, you cannot have a country as big as Nigeria, and you are sending police from southeast, northwest, northeast, to the southwest. It is meaningless. It cannot work. Policing is a local law enforcement. To enforce law locally in the southwest, we are in a national insecurity crisis. Elected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared an emergency that is meaningless. I am now saying, President Tinubu, the emergency you need to declare is summon National Assembly to be passed when he is there. And if you sign it there, what are you telling me? America wants to come and invade Nigeria because of insecurity, although that's rubbish. Where is it? How can you be talking about state police? They don't have money to fund state police. When you have state police and you give them weapons and then they are not paid salary, that is rubbish.
As the country stands at these crossroads, all eyes remain on the actions of the administration and security agencies, with citizens yearning for lasting solutions to the crises that have long challenged Nigerians' unity and development. Adewumi Taiwo, OSRC News.
In other news, the November edition of the monthly environmental sanitation will hold across Ondo State tomorrow. The exercise is to be observed with restriction of human and vehicular movements during the period between the hours of 7 to 10 a.m. in the morning. A statement by the Acting General Manager, Ondo State Waste Management Authority, Olajumbu Adekule, urged residents to take advantage of the period to clean up the environment, including the removal of silts and debris from the adjoining drainages and the clearing of bushes within the surroundings. He said anyone found loitering or engaging in other activities unrelated to the exercise will be arrested and prosecuted. He assured the residents of the state of the present administration's commitment towards a cleaner, disease-free and healthier Ondo State. And the Ogun State government, in conjunction with National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESREA, has shut 7 battery recycling factories in Ogijos, Shagamu local government area of the state over lead emissions, among other unsafe practices. NESREA said the sealing of the factories followed the failure of the operators to comply with the provisions of the National Environmental Battery Control Regulations 2024. According to the Ogun State Commissioner for Environment, Ola Oresanya, the move became imperative to safeguard the health of the populace. He noted that the government takes proactive steps in mitigating the effects of the emissions. He assured residents that no cause for alarm and asked factories operating in that axis of the state to adopt the best international practices in their operations. Still in Oyo State, the government has directed traders, artisans, motor dealers, and vendors occupying pedestrian walkways and roadside spaces to vacate the areas of face penalties. Chairman, Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority, retired Major Adeshagba Adekoya, gave the warning in Ibadan, the state capital, Adeshagba said using walkways for business is illegal and creates traffic bottlenecks, accidents, and inconvenience for shoppers. He identified the University of Ibadan area and Mokola, among others, as locations where illegal trading is prevalent. The agency said traders are required to relocate to designated market spaces immediately, especially during the festive period, warning that non-compliance would result in fines and court appearances. Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo has paid a courtesy visit to President Bola Tinubu at the State House Abuja. Taking to his Facebook page, Soludo said Tinubu congratulated him on his victory in the last governorship election in Anambra State. The governor said the meeting emphasized that stronger regional cooperation, institutional reforms, and people-centered policies are essential for building a safer, more prosperous, and united Nigeria. Earlier on Wednesday, Soludo joined other governors and traditional rulers from southern Nigeria to unveil a comprehensive blueprint to tackle regional challenges and deepen cooperation on security, economic resilience, and governance. A former vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, says former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has not left the party. Speaking after the party's National Executive Council meeting in Abuja, which was observed by officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Baba Ahmed dismissed reports suggesting that Obi had dumped the Labour Party. Baba Ahmed maintained that the party has survived its internal troubles, adding that the development signaled better days ahead. He also described INEC's attendance at the meeting as a major boost. And on the foreign scene, a court in Peru has sentenced former President Pedro Castillo to more than 11 years in prison for conspiracy against the state. Castillo tried unsuccessfully to dissolve Congress in 2022. Sunday, Adeyanju tells more.
It cites Peruvians are getting all too used to a former president being sent to prison. This court convicts Pedro Castillo Terron as co-author of the crime of rebellion and conspiracy against the state, according to Article 349 of the Penal Code, and sentenced him to 11 years, 5 months, and 15 days of prison. The charges stemmed from his failed attempt to dissolve Congress and send the army into streets to avoid an impeachment vote against him in 2022. Castillo didn't get the support of the armed forces and was arrested that same day as legislators voted to remove him from power.
An innocent man is imprisoned, and why did they jail him? So they could divide the country amongst themselves. Now the country is ruled by those who lost the elections.
His former Prime Minister, Bessie Chauvel, who claimed asylum in a Mexican embassy this month, was also sentenced to nearly 12 years in prison. Thursday's sentencing came just 24 hours after another former president, Martin Osrc, went down for 14 years for taking bribes in exchange for government contracts when it was a local government in southern Peru. The country has gone through 6 presidents since 2018. Castillo and Vizcarra are expected to serve their sentence in the same prison where 2 other former presidents are already jailed for corruption. A former school teacher from an indigenous background, Castilian's victory in 2021 rattled traditional power structures in Peru and garnered the support of millions of Peruvians who championed his promises to better distribute the country's riches outside the president's adjacent courtroom where he was being sentenced. Some of his followers gathered to support him. This is an illegal trial and we refuse to legitimize it. He is the elected president of Peru. We, the people, demand that he dissolve Congress because it has never represented us. But Peruvians across the board are affected by the political turmoil in the country where between one conviction hit another, the nation is unable to move forward. Sunday, Adeyanju, Osrc News.
By former Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte to be released from detention ahead of his trial on crimes against humanity during his war on drugs. Presiding Judge Luz Del Carranza told a hearing that lawyers for the 80-year-old have not laid out strong enough precautions to warrant a temporary release from custody in The Hague, where the court is based. Duterte's lawyers appealing against an earlier refusal had called for a humanitarian parole because of the state of his health, but the judge said the conditions for release proposed were not sufficient to mitigate the risk it found in relation to Mr. Duterte's interim release. Duterte, who was president from 2016 to 2022, was detained in Manila on March 11 and taken to the ICC prison at Scheveningen. The charges against Duterte have been made over the campaign against drug traffickers and consumers during his presidency, which rights groups say left thousands dead. And with that story, we've come to the end of the news tonight. But before we go, another look at the major stories. After nearly 17 years of inactivity, the Ondo State government has revived the Office of the Justices of the Peace, JPs, giving citizens an active role in local justice delivery. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa described the occasion as a turning point in reinforcing justice at the grassroots. We also told you that former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, has confirmed receiving an invitation from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, assuring Nigerians of his willingness to appear before the anti-graft agency. Malami, in a post on his Facebook page, said he is a law-abiding citizen committed to accountability and transparency in public service. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening.